Hey guys, so hi people of the internet. My name is Robyn. I'm 18 years old. I just moved to Los Angeles, California like 2 weeks ago from Wisconsin. And right now I'm having what I like to think is hi again, since my phone didn't want to have enough storage. Hello again. Right now I'm having one of the, if not the worst weeks of my life. So I thought I would document it to look back on when things get better, but for now, I just need to rant.
You Tom Queen.
Today is Wednesday, September 15th, 2021. It is currently 8:40 p.m. and things are a mess. And it all started on Sunday, this past Sunday, the 12th, I believe, of September. So, just moved to Los Angeles, don't have a car, blah, blah, blah. I bought a scooter like a week ago, 2 weeks ago maybe, on Amazon. It was on sale, but it was still about like $700. Quite a big investment, especially because I'm not, made of money by any means. Oh yeah, also I'm sitting on my toilet. Smells like piss. But one moment. This week, like I was saying, started on Sunday. So, like I said, I got my scooter. Things were going great. I loved it. It got me everywhere I needed to be, and I did not have any issues. But a few days ago, I was leaving 7th and Metro, which is like a metro station in downtown LA. And this guy behind me says something, but I have my headphones in, so I take it. I'm like, what? He's asked me what kind of lock I had. It's like, this standard little bike lock is like $20. And he's like, yeah, anybody could like pick that in like 2 minutes. You should probably either get a better one or lock the wheels or both. I was like, okay, I'm taking this as a sign that something's gonna happen. So I started locking my wheels, and this past Saturday I went to San Clemente with some people. I do have friends now, which is a plus for this week, because prior to that I had 0. Just me out here, but now I have some friends. They don't live super close, which is unfortunate, but that's besides the point. So I scooted my way over to Union Station, again, Los Angeles, California, a metro station, and I go on the first level parking in the bike area, lock it up. I lock the wheels. I have to do that on my phone because it's kind of like Bluetooth connected, and I take a picture of it in my Snapchat memories saying something like, this gets stolen, I'm going to off myself, quirky, because I took what that guy said as a sign, and it was. So then I take a picture, I come back, it's still there. I flash forward to the next day, Sunday. That's when things go downhill. So I scooted my way over because we're going to Santa Monica for the evening. I lock up my scooter like I did before, and I couldn't get my wheels to lock because, again, I'm in a cement parking garage, so my phone didn't really work. So, and like I said, I have to do it on Bluetooth. So I'm like, oh, it was fine yesterday, it'll probably be fine today. Take a picture of it. Here's our timestamp, 2:07 p.m. And that is the last time I saw her. I walk my way in, I'm there for a minute, meet my friends, we go to Santa Monica, have a blast, and we come back. We end up being like 2 hours later than I was anticipating because I got us on the wrong train. Oops. Anywho, we finally get back, 11:03 p.m. My scooter's gone. I stay very chill, very calm. I'm like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. But I'm like, whatever. I go find one of the security guards. I talk to him, like, hey, my scooter's been stolen. Like, what do I do? So he's like, are you sure it's right here? I'm like, yes, I'm sure it's right here. I can show you a picture of it at 2:57 p.m. before I walked away. and there's like a sign, there's kind of like a help number. He's like, okay, call this and see what they can do. I can't really do much for you. I'm like, okay, thank you for nothing. I dial them up. I call the number. I'm like, hey, yeah, no, I parked my scooter here in B1 parking level at Union Station, and it's gone. Like, excuse the train. I'm like, what do I do? Like, yeah, we can't really do anything, but you should call that non-emergent LAPD number. So I'm like, okay. I call the non-emergent LAPD number. I'm on hold for like 20 minutes. I get it. I finally talked to a lady for like 5 minutes. I kind of explained the situation. She's like, yeah, you know, you can just file this like online, like file like the report online. Like, it's super easy. So I'm like, okay, thank you for your time. I hang up, I try to file it, but it doesn't let me submit it or move on for some reason, which I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Nigger! Like, whatever, I'll deal with it tomorrow. It's like midnight and I have to wake up at like 5 a.m. for work. The next day, I go to work, I have to Uber, you know, $50 to work. After work, I go back to the Union Station and I talk to a security guard lady. I'm like, hey, my scooter was stolen from here yesterday. Who can I talk to? Like, show me the security footage. Somebody help me. She's like, she tells me where to go. So I talk to a different security guard, metro officer. English is not his best, so I'm quite sure he understood what I said, but he's like, yeah. I'm like, can I see the security footage? She's like, we can't really do anything like that unless LAPD, like, unless like an investigation or they request it. So I'm like, okay, I get that. Thank you for your time, sir. So call up my friends at LAPD again.
Oh, Lord. Again. A fucking again.
The non-emergent line. And they're like, yeah, like, you would file a report online. I'm like, hey, sir, it didn't work. I tried that. You know, I tried it last night. He's like, yeah, okay, well, I can either like send a squad to you, but it's probably not, I can't tell you how long it will take. It's about like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock now.
Just want to pop in here real quick and say, I know that my timeline is fucked up. Anytime I mention, I'm like, yeah, it's like 6 or 7 o'clock. No, baby, it's not. It's like 7 o'clock when I get to the station, so anything I mention is prior to then.
He's like, I can't tell you how long it will take, because it's not like really a high priority case. I'm like, yeah, I understand. He's like, or you can go to the station. They close at 8. I'm like, okay, which would you recommend? He said, probably go to the station. So now it's like 7 o'clock.
No, it's not.
But as I was on hold and talking to him, I was walking home. I was almost halfway, so like about a mile, a little less than a mile. So I start walking back because it's almost 7 o'clock to make sure I get there on time because I need answers. I walk my way back and then I'm like, fuck, how am I gonna get there on time? It's like a mile away, almost 2 miles. I'm like, I don't want to spend more money on a scooter. So I start running. I'm like, fuck it, I'm pissed. The endorphins, the adrenaline will carry me through. But I thought I was going the right way. I look at maps and I was like, no, I need a scooter. I'm gonna use a scooter to make sure I get there on time. I look on maps, find the closest one. I start going towards it, so I thought I was going the wrong direction. So I'm on like this bridge. So I'm here, this is me starting to run back. And I'm like, oh, scooter's this way. I go this way, look at maps again. I'm like, oh, that's the wrong way. Sprint back down the bridge. I go and it turns out the scooters where I was looking for were at the Union Station where my scooter was stolen. I'm like, ugh, I don't have enough time for this. It's gonna be expensive. So I rent one of those bikes, like the little metro bikes, you know, because it was cheap. It's like $3 for 30 minutes. So I do that. I'm frantically pedaling down in downtown Los Angeles. Sun's starting to set, you know, it was kind of a vibe. It was a very main character moment. I had my music in my headphones. I'm like, I am on a mission. Get me there on time. I pull up to the station. It's like 7:03. And I walk to the doors and there's like a chain like gate fence over the door. I'm like, why are we closed? It's still an hour till closing time. What are we doing? There's like a guy sitting there. He's like, he's not working there, but he's like, oh yeah, like they're like, go around the side. There's a parking garage. I'm like, okay, thank you. I take my bike. I go to the side and I don't really see a parking garage. There's like the garage for like the vehicles, like the police cars, squad cars, paramedics, like ambulance, whatever. And I'm like, fuck, where do I go? And there's some paramedics starting to leave, and they're like in the back, so I try to like yell at them, like, excuse me, excuse me. They don't hear me, but I see they're starting to leave, so I awkwardly stand to the side of the garage. So they start to pull out, and like, and the guy waves at me and is like, yeah, roll down your window. And he's like, what? Like, who, like, where's the entrance? Like, how can I talk to somebody? He's like, oh, yeah, like, just walk in the garage. And then they leave. I was like, okay. I start to walk away. I set the bike against the wall and start to walk away. He's like, I want to do that. That's probably going to get stolen. I'm like, that's actually why I'm here. That's a good idea. Let me take that one. So I'm walking the bike and I walk in the garage. I make it like 3 steps in and somebody yells at me, hey, you can't be in here. Get out of here. I'm like, motherfucker. I'm like, what? I'm like, this. I'm like, I start walking out, but I'm like, this guy, like, he just told me to go in. He's like, well, he doesn't work here, and you can't be back here. Like, he just told me to come in to talk to an office. He's like, yeah, no, you can't do that. Get out. So I'm like, oh my god, I just can't win. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, I'm just trying to like talk to an officer. He's like, I'm like, but there was the chain lock, and he told me to come in here. He's like, yeah, we've been closed for like 3 weeks. Nobody can come in. I was like, oh, I'm like, I called and they told me to come here, that you close at 8. He's like, who'd you call? I was like, the non-emergent, not LAPD number. He's like, yeah, see, that's just a random civilian sitting in a brick building with no windows. They don't work here. They don't know what's happening. I was like, oh, like, what do you want me to do? So I'm like, okay, he can't help me. So I'm like, okay. I start to walk away and I just cry, tears flowing down my face. And I've been holding in that cry for a minute. I almost cried in my Uber on the way to work yesterday on Monday, but I held it in. But at that police station, those tears came down. He's like, hey, like, what's wrong? I was like, it's nothing. And I walk away. And then he's like, no, like, what is it? So I'm like, I'm sorry. I don't normally cry. I'm so stressed and nobody's helping me. And I don't know what to do. And he's like, hey, well, so I explained to him my story. He's like, he's helpful. I end up really liking the dude, but at first he's like, oh, get out of here. I was like, bruh. Then I end up really liking him.
I feel like in the past minute of me talking, you literally can't comprehend what I'm saying. So sorry. Just kind of bear with me. I just get a little excited sometimes. But yeah, hopefully you could understand the gist.
So I explained to him, he's like, yeah, like, we're closed. I'm sorry, there's not much we can do. You can file a report online. I'm like, I tried that, but it didn't work. It wouldn't let me submit it. So he's like, oh, okay. Maybe just like try it again. I'm like, bruh, I just need answers. So he gave me a different phone number that would probably get me to someone real, like a real police officer with enforcement. I'm like, okay, thank you. And he's also said that at this building, I'm at the police station, they're like, at 7 a.m. there'll be 3 officers outside. I'm like, but I fucking work. I didn't say that, but I was like, okay, thank you. And we ended up just talking about life. He was pretty cool, dude. I liked him. And then at like 8:30, I leave. We were chit-chatting for a while, and I didn't want to bike back because it was dark, and I'm like, I don't want, like, I feel unsafe. But whatever. It was charging me, so I'm like, I have to leave because I don't want to spend more money. I bike home, or bike to the station, and I scootered, or did I walk? No, this day I scootered. So I scootered, I got like a bird or a lift, whatever, the rest of the way home. I'm scared I'm gonna break it. Oh my god, this is broken. Oh my god, I literally just broke my fucking toilet seat. I'm not even kidding. Why does this week? Like, what did I do? I was manifesting, I was doing positive affirmations, and everything was going good. Now everything's going terrible. Flash forward the next day, Tuesday, yesterday. After work again, I am determined. So I go back to the Union Station where my scooter was stolen, and there's like a sign, I'll put the picture in, and it says something like, if vehicles, or like if bicycles or whatever suspected or if like being left neglected or here for 72 consecutive hours, they can be removed by LACP blah 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 section 8. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, who do I talk to? I go back inside, talk to a security guard. He's like, yeah, I don't really know what that means. So I figured I should check to see if my scooter was maybe just like removed, because it was there all day Saturday. I went home, but then it was there again all day Sunday. So I'm like, oh, maybe they thought it was like abandoned. So he's like, yeah, I don't know what that means, but there's like the phone for customer service. I think you should call them. I call them. I explained the situation to her.
Okay, literally, respectfully, fuck the lady I talked to. She was so not helpful and like didn't even care. She's like, yeah, I'm talking to the state council. She was not helpful at all. I didn't get her name, but whoever the customer service bitch I talked to, I hate you with a burning passion.
I'm like, yeah, I was passed on. I explained my story. She's like, yeah, see, that's like a city council owned building. So you're gonna have to talk to them. We can't really do anything. I'm like, bitch, your customer service. You should know. So she gives me the number and I call LA City Council, City Hall, the City Hall, whatever. And it's election day. So I'm like, their phones are gonna be blowing up. This is so annoying. I start to walk my way home as I'm on the phone with her. And she's like, yeah, we can't do anything, call City Council. I call fucking the City Council, City Hall of Los Angeles. And the guy's like, I explained the situation. He's like, yeah, I don't really know. Like, I don't know who you're like, why are you? I'm like, she told me to call you. I was given this number. He's like, yeah, I don't really know. Let me talk to my supervisor. Supervisor's like, yeah, I don't really know, but we can give you the phone number for the towing company that's like in this area that would remove anything like in that section where your scooter was stolen. So I'm like, okay, thank you. He transfers me. I call her. I start to explain. I'm like, yeah, I was in the parking garage. She's like, yeah, no, we don't do like any private pickups, like private property. We don't do any pickups. So I low-key go off on her rant and I'm like, I'm so sorry. I just need to get that out. Like, I'm just very frustrated. Like, I don't know what to do. I'm sorry. Like, I know this has nothing to do. She's like, no, it's okay. I understand. Hang up. More tears start coming as I'm walking. I put on my bad bitch sunglasses and it's... What the fuck do I do? Just walk away. So then I start calling that police number I got again. So I call the number, start to leave a voicemail, and it just goes beep, 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 and it's beeping at me. I'm like, what is that? Like, it's not even a beep. It's like a siren. Like, it's high pitched and loud. I'm like, is this normal? Is this part of the voicemail? And then it just hangs up on me. I'm like, great. So I call again, go through the process, and I leave a nice long voicemail. I'm like, I'm sorry this is so long, but I just need help. Nobody's helping me with anything. So I hang up and it's kind of late. I said I want to get home. I don't want to have to walk the whole way again. A Lyft scooter. And I start going, and like there's this lane where I have to turn left, the spot intersection where I have to turn left. So normally when it's not busy, I'll just like go in the road versus like on the crosswalk to cross. So I'm in the road and I'm trying to go, and like I'm going up this hill and going down. It's the same bridge that I was like running back and forth the day before. And I'm on it and my scooter just doesn't work. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Now there's like 3 cars behind me. I'm trying to turn in the road and it just is not working. So I pull over to the side. It's out of range. I'm like, you've got to be shitting me. Why is everything going wrong? So I park it. I end it. It was like $2.48. I'm like, fuck you, Lyft. I want a refund. That was dumb. Like, how am I supposed to know it's out of service? These literally work everywhere. What do you mean? I passed like 4 different ones on my walk back. I'm like, was she out of service? Or out of range? I don't think so. And then I walked the rest of the way home. Very sad. And today's Wednesday. I don't have any updates. It's been stressful. Somebody started GoFundMe for all these lifts and rides that I have to take to work. Like, bitch, I'm just trying to get paid. Everything's so stressful, and it seems like just everything is going wrong. Pretty much, like, yeah, me breaking my toilet seat too. Just really adds onto it. So yeah, that's kind of where I am now in life. I'm just waiting for things to get better, or for somebody to help me. Like, I just want to see the security footage, know if it was stolen or if it was like taken away somewhere where nobody seems to know, which is really annoying. And it's just so stressful because nobody cares and everybody just pushes me on to the next person and nobody's helping me. What happened to protect and serve? You are not protecting nor serving me. You're canceled, LAPD. You're blocked. I'm not with you. Just kidding. I need their help, but they didn't call me back today. So I'm like, are you? Like, what? So I'll try to call again tomorrow. My phone's also not working. It's really slow. It's probably because I'm low in storage, but it's really slow. And yeah, all in all, things just aren't going great. There's definitely some other things that happened, but I forgot. sometimes when I talk, I like black out, so I don't remember everything else. But oh, well, as a joke, a few days ago, I'll put that on the screen if I can find the screenshot. As a joke, I put like, oh, like, how do I find like friends with benefits, like 18-year-old female, haha, as a joke, because everybody's talking about friends with benefits on Yik Yak. If you don't know what that is, it's like an anonymous app where people can post whatever in like a 2-mile radius, you'll see. And then like 2 people like commented their snaps. I'm like, oh, that'd be so cool if they're like cool or like hot and could be like my friends. I add them. They're creepy, like they're scary. I'm concerned for myself.
So there you see Bry or Brian. He literally looked just like his emoji, but somehow worse, if that's even possible. Very scary. He's the one who keeps posting about me, but yeah, ugly.
So I end up blocking them because they're kind of weird and like scare me. I open Yik Yak. This homie name drops me in the comments. He's like, yeah, Robyn is so fine. Like, she added me, blah, blah, blah. And then he makes another yak, like, oh, this girl added me. He goes, R, star, 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 star. Pretty much putting my name out there. It's DTF. Like, it's so awesome. And everybody's in the comments like, hey, get it. I'm like, I blocked you. And he's like, he comments on mine again. He's like, add me back when you're ready to handle this. I'm like, sir, you are weird. I was like, okay, whatever, that's the end of it. That was like last week or 2 weeks ago. Today, I opened Yik Yak. Name drops me, my Snapchat. He's like, robynrayy. It's like so fine and like wants to hook up with me. I'm like, sir, I drop in the comments like, why are you name dropping? I'm like, not the call out, like, why are you name dropping? Chill with that. He's like, that's not the name, like, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, sir, this is me. That is my name. I know you're talking about me. He hasn't responded yet. So I try to make a Yik Yak. I'm like, not this dude name dropping me saying that I said I would hook up with him and all this weird stuff. And I literally blocked him because he was weird and creepy. Yik Yak removes it for bullying. So I try to do it again. And gets removed again. So I do it a 3rd time. Like, and I say, I tried to post that this person literally name dropped me on Yik Yak. And they keep removing it. I'm like, that is bullying. Right there. Cancel again. Yicky yak. I'm done with you. Just kidding. But then afterwards, I try to go on Snapchat. It's not loading. My phone's not working. I try to go on Yik Yak. It won't let me open it. So maybe I'm banned on that. I open Tinder. All of my matches are gone. They're all gone. So I restart my phone. Snapchat works. Yik Yak still does not. Tinder matches are still gone. And I had some hotties and some athletes in there, so I'm a little mad about that. But that is where I'm at in life right now. This is a midlife existential midlife crisis at age 18. Anywho, I feel better after this rant. I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope your week's going better than this. And yeah, I'll be back in the future with more exciting videos. This I just needed to get out there so we can start at the bottom and we can all grow together. Anywho, yeah, I'll try to keep you guys in the loop. Follow me on my socials down below. If you live in LA, please hit me up. I need more friends. But thanks for tuning into my TED Talk. Robyn signing out.
You tell him, queen.